is accurate as well as your manhaj, you have made 2 steps in the right direction. Thirdly, your fiqh has to be accurate, Islamic jurisprudence. So if you make a statement like, I can marry my daughter to a kafir, a Christian, because the Fir'aun was a kafir and his wife was a Muslim woman. The Fir'aun was the worst kafir, but he had a Muslim wife, so why can't I marry my daughter to a kafir? He's not bad like the Fir'aun. You have quoted an evidence which is abrogated evidence. That ruling is lifted. That ruling is abrogated. So for you to be on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, your aqidah has to be accurate. Your manhaj has to be accurate, and your fiqh has to be accurate. But you will say, but Faisal, what about the Caliph? Ma'mun, he was Mu'tazilite. He said the Quran was created, and he persecuted Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahimahullah, for him to say the Quran was created, and Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahimahullah, refused to say the Quran was created. What was the problem with Ma'mun? Was it his manhaj, his aqidah, or his fiqh? What's your opinion? His aqidah. His aqidah was messed up. He was a Mu'tazilite caliph. And Abu Yusuf, rahimahullah, the top student of Abu Hanifa, said, I debated with my teacher, Abu Hanifa, until he agrees with me that anyone who says the Quran was created is a kafir. So if Abu Yusuf, rahimahullah, said, I debated with my teacher, Abu Hanifa, until he agrees with me that anyone who says the Quran was created is a kafir, why didn't Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahimahullah, pronounce Ma'mun a kafir? Do you understand my question? Or should I repeat myself? Why didn't Ahmad ibn Hanbal pronounce Ma'mun a kafir for saying the Quran was created? Because Abu Hanifa pronounced them kafirs. Do you know why? Because Ma'mun, he implemented the Sharia. That's the only thing that saved him. He did not exchange any aspect of the Sharia. When you look at his caliphate and analyze it, you'll find that Ma'mun did not exchange a single aspect of the Sharia. He implemented the Sharia to the letter. So because of that, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahimahullah, could not pronounce him a kafir. So his aqidah was messed up, but his fiqh as well as his manhaj was accurate. Now a person who is messed up in his aqidah, but his manhaj is accurate, he is a limited deviant. A person who is messed up in both his aqidah and manhaj, this is a full-fledged deviant. Tanzil al-Aziz al-Rahim. This revelation is a revelation of the Aziz, the Almighty, al-Rahim, the one who is most merciful. لِتُنْذِرَ قَوْمًا, in order to warn a people, مَا أُنْذِرَ آبَاءَهُمْ, a people whose fathers and forefathers were not warned, فَهُمْ غَافِلُونَ, therefore they are negligent of Allah's revelations. They are negligent of Allah's deen, and Allah Ta'ala was speaking about the kafirs of Quraysh. For a very, very long time, they didn't have any prophet coming to them. So Allah said they were not warned, their foreparents were not warned, so they have become negligent of Allah's revelations. لَقَدْ حَقَّ الْقَوْلُ عَلَىٰ أَكْثَرِهِمْ فَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Verily, Allah's word, the qawl, the word of Allah, has become true upon them, so most of them will never believe. Is this talking about Quraysh alone? No. Ibn Kathir said Allah is talking about mankind in general, that most of men will never believe, and they said from every 1,000, one will take their shahada. From every 1,000 kafirs, one out of the 1,000 will take his or her shahada. The rest of the 999 will be in the hellfire. So if Allah Ta'ala is telling you that most of men will never become believers, this is refuting what? The rule of what? What is Allah refuting here? Democracy. If Allah is telling you that the majority of people will never believe, the majority of people will be kafirs, how can you go along with the rule of majoritarianism, the majority vote, when Allah is telling you that the majority of people will be evil? So you cannot go along with the majority. Because if you should take up a vote in this country, who thinks that zina should be punishable? You throw the person in prison for a year for committing zina. Show hands. The British, for example, from out of every 1,000, one will put up their hand. The other will say, I allow the person to have a good time. Who are you to interfere? This is the democratic country. So the majority of people are evil. And even if you go to a Muslim country, I don't want to name any Muslim country, just think about it. You leave this country and you go to a Muslim country, you'll find that even though it's a Muslim country, 100% Muslim, the majority of people there, they don't pray on time. And maybe they commit zina. They will drink alcohol. If you put it down in front of them and you turn your back, nobody looking at them, they'll drink alcohol. So the majority of Muslims, you'll find them to be weak. So the majority is always astray. So Allah Ta'ala said, لَقَدْ حَقَّ الْقَوْلِ عَلَىٰ أَكْثَرِهِمْ فَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Verily, the promise of Allah, the word of Allah has become true upon them, so most of them will never believe. إِنَّا جَعَلْنَا فِي أَعْنَاقِهِمْ أَغْلَالًا. Verily, we have put aghlal, which is a yoke around their neck. فَهِيَ إِلَى الْأَذْقَانِ. And this yoke goes all the way up to their chin. فَهُمْ مُكْمَهُونَ. So they are stiff-necked. There's a reason why Allah Ta'ala revealed this ayah. And we will take a look at the cause of revelation why Allah revealed this ayah. And it was Imam Suyuti who gave us the reason why Allah Ta'ala revealed this ayah. A man by the name of Abu Jahl said, لَإِنْ رَأَى مُحَمَّدًا يُصَلِّي لَا يَرْدَخَنَّ رَأْسَهُ بِحَجَرٍ. If I should ever find Muhammad praying, I shall shatter his head with a big rock. So when he went and he saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam praying, he lifted the rock up to shatter the head of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let's see what happens. رَجَعَتْ يَدَهُ إِلَى عُنُقِهِ. His hands returned to his neck like this, and he was freezed in that situation. He could not hit the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with the rock. His hands were freezed in one position. He was unable to move. وَالْتَصَقَ الْحَجَرُ بِيَدِهِ. And on top of that, the rock was stick to his hands. He could not get rid of the rock. فَلَمَّا عَادَ إِلَى أَصْحَابِهِ. And when he returned to his companions, the kafir companions, they were kafirs like him, أَخْبَرَهُمْ بِمَا رَأَى. He informed them of what he saw. So the other kafir said, and who was this kafir? Al-Walid ibn Mughira, the father of who? Khalid ibn Walid. Abu Jahl was the father of who? Ikrimah. Inshallah, we'll see what happens. Ana ardakh ra'sahu. I shall be the one to shatter his head. فَأَتَاهُ وَهُوَ يُصَلِّي. So he came to the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam while the Prophet was still praying, and he tried to hit the Prophet. He was searching for the Prophet. فَأَعْمَى